What's cracking, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. I want to thank you guys for being here for the very first What's Cracking podcast. Yes, I do have a guest with me today, guys. He is a really good friend of mine, maybe one of my best friends, you can say. So yeah, he's a piece of shit like I am, so feel free to give him a hard time. But yeah, so anyway, let me give you guys a breakdown of what the podcast is going to be about today. Today, the topic is going to be success, right? So yeah, so we're just going to kind of go back and forth, and I'll explain to you why I decided to bring one of my good friends on the show today. But yeah, I'm about to roll the intro, and we're getting into. I'm kind of nervous, guys. Why am I this nervous? I don't know why. It's the same shit as we always do. I'm just going to be here bullshitting with a good friend of mine. All right, guys. I'll see you in a sec. Yo, what is cracking? Welcome to the very first episode of the What's Cracking podcast, everybody. You like that, Josh? Sean, we got you? Were you there?
Yeah, man, I'm here. That was really good.
What Thanks is cracking? All right, episode number one. Everyone, this is my good buddy, Sean. How long have we been friends, Sean?
Oh, God. 2004. We're both working at Target.
17 years?
Yeah, 17 years.
We've been friends longer than some people are as old as in chat.
Then probably most of your user base.
17, 18 years, just about. Beasto, what's cracking? How we doing? Welcome in. So yeah, today we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to talk. You're 16, yeah, so... Yep. Older than you, yeah. Yep.
You were not even born yet.
Release.
Yeah.
The Kraken.
Yo, Cyric, thank you so much for the 5 months in a row. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah. So, yeah. Cyric's the man.
Kicking it off already.
Sean's wall art makes this stream R-rated. It sure as hell does.
Oh yeah.
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 I told him to cover him up. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a little bit of dead weight. What's cracking, brother? There's a little bit of tape over the naughty parts. You know, we got him covered, though. So, Sean the real lad. He sure is. No, Sean's a really good buddy of mine. Sean, go ahead. Give me a little introduction about yourself. Tell me who you are, what you do.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sean. Me and Matt have been, like we said, we were friends. We met at Target.
We worked at Target.
Yeah. It wasn't like we were shopping and we bumped into each other and like, hey, do you want to be friends? No, we were working at Target, hit it off, ended up going to the same high school together. It was a different time period. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Matt is one of the most solid dudes that you could ever meet.
Oh, thanks, man. I wish I could say the same about you, but
oh yeah. Yeah,
no.
I was a little tripped out, and you're like, "Yeah, we're gonna talk about success," and I'm like the least successful person you know.
Yeah,
I'd be more than happy to come on and talk about it with you. Joined the military in 2008. Traveled around with the Army for 7 years. Got to see a bunch of things. A lot of them good, some of them bad, and. After the military, got into nightlife. Worked managing nightclubs for a while, which was also a trip. You get to rub shoulders, bump elbows with a lot of super successful people there, though.
Right.
Which I can give a little...
Your dad. We'll talk about your dad. His dad is super...
Oh, yeah.
Super successful in my eyes.
Yeah, my dad's a force to be reckoned with. He's one of the... most kind-hearted and mean bastards that you could ever meet.
I've never seen the mean side from your dad, though.
Oh my God!
Funny story when we were kids about your dad. This is the one semi-mean side of your dad I've ever seen. When we were about 17, we were chilling in his room, and he had the window open, and I had a cough at the time. So we're up in his room, and I'm like hacking up a lung. I'm like, and his dad goes, "Sean, get the fuck down here, or something like that. And you're like, oh shit, dude. So you go downstairs and you come back up.
Smoking up there?
Yeah, his dad thought I was smoking in his room because I was coughing up a lung. And he's like, no, Dad, Matt's just got a cough. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was like the closest mean side of your dad I've ever seen.
He was like the most oblivious guy in the world. He didn't mean to. Yeah. But like I said, he was a force to be reckoned with. He is still. I mean, he's calmed down a lot in his years.
You're in the Army. Did you mention what branch you were in?
Army is the branch.
Okay, Army is the branch. Your dad was in the Army for how many years?
Oh, fuck, 33 years. 33 years. He retired at Lieutenant Colonel, and he's been on the gaming control board too for like 23 years.
So yeah. So I've always considered your dad to be pretty successful. You know what I mean?
Your uncle was a colonel, like a popcorn colonel?
My uncle was a colonel in the Army. Hey, like a popcorn. Just for reference, it's spelled a little bit differently, Biggie. But that's awesome. Tell your uncle thank you for his service.
Yeah, thank you for your service, man.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing you, dude.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
You know what?
Dude.
Here's the thing. Whenever somebody corrects me in something like that, I'll never forget the time that they corrected me. You know what I mean? So it'll be one of those stories. You're like, now I know how to spell colonel because I went on somebody's stream and I spelled colonel like a popcorn kernel.
Yeah. And military colonel isn't even spelled with an R for some stupid reason.
It's COLNOL, right? Oh, sorry.
LNEL?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which makes zero sense. Anyway, let's stick
I'm a brat to autocorrect, so don't ask me to spell anything.
Yeah. You thought I was an asshole. And it's only going to get COLONEL. There we go.
There you go. BOLOGNA.
Anyway, the reason I decided to bring Sean on the show, I told him, hey, you know what? I'm going to be making a podcast. And first thing, he was excited about it. He was stoked, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, you know
Great idea.
I was like, why don't I bring Sean on the first show? And maybe he'll be in more shows if you guys are up for it. Because I plan on having maybe up to 4 people sometimes. So anyways, Sean, if you're interested, you could definitely be in, just don't be too much of an asshole. No, I'm just kidding.
Of course.
But anyway, we're veering off from the success topics. So yeah, we originally worked at Target and, hit it off, became best friends.
Very successful business.
Very, yeah. You guys want to talk? We worked for some of the most successful businesses in the world. I know a lot about success. No, actually, the first thing he said to me was Sean's background is convincing me. I'm yes for the Sean. Good. Good. By the way, he did stream. We're going to talk about that a little bit because that's going to be in the success topic for sure. But just to give you guys a little bit of background, how long we've known each other and stuff like that. So that was, our background. Went to high school together. He went off to the military. I totally forgot about him. He came back and I was like, who are you? No, I'm just kidding. But I've always looked up to Sean for doing that. I don't tell him enough. I probably haven't told you, hey man, good job at serving the country. And he's got some pretty cool stories. Maybe we'll hear a few if he's keen to telling them. Yeah. But he was tell us a little bit about your MOS and stuff like that and what that means.
So your MOS is for the life of me I can't remember what the acronym stands for.
Oh, come on, I know what it means.
I can't remember it.
I think I know what it means. I could be wrong.
The military loves its acronyms. So
okay, I think it means military occupation specialist. Special.
Could be.
Okay.
Very
I don't
well
know.
Could be.
Somebody Google it. I'm not sure, but it's your job. Your MOS is your job. I'll let you continue. I'm stealing the show.
So originally, I enlisted in 2008. I at the time, I really wanted to get on with Las Vegas Metro. I really wanted to be a cop. And my dad, having served for so long, he had been the commander of a military police company for a while. And he was like, well, why don't you enlist as military police? And that'll really pave the way for you to get into law enforcement. And I was like, sweet idea. So I enlisted as a 31 Bravo military police. I got a dope bonus. I think I got $20,000 sign-on bonus, which was completely awesome. That money came and went so quickly.
Yeah, this is good.
Because
dude, I'm getting 20 grand, bro.
Yeah,
that money was gone,
at
dude.
20 years old. Yeah, the money came and went so quickly.
Yeah.
I did, and 31 Bravo military police has one of the longest basic training and AIT courses out of all the MOSs. I spent 6 months in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. I ended up getting there in January of 2009, because I enlisted early 2008. It was a nightmare, below freezing temperature, and I grew up in the Midwest, man. Complete nightmare.
Where you from?
Below freezing. Iowa. Originally from Iowa.
Any Iowans in chat? Is that how you say it? Iowans?
Iowans? I don't know. Iowa's got the greatest people. It's because everything else there sucks.
Iowa's got Slipknot, dude, and I got no complaints.
Yeah, there you go.
You know me, bro. Been to Fort Leonard Wood quite a few times. Really, Greg. Greg, you're around Iowa neck of woods, aren't you? You're around there somewhere in the old. What is that? Midwest? That's
Midwest.
not. Yeah, that's Midwest, right? That's a little far north.
Yeah.
I guess.
First time I had White Castle though was in Missouri. Loved it.
Missouri. That's where he lives. Missouri. That's because I always say Missouri. I forget. All right.
Missouri.
Yeah. Speaking, let's venture off real quick. I had White Castle for the very first time about a month ago.
Did you go down to
the one by
the big Ferris
by
wheel?
the rumor.
Oh,
where the rumor used to be.
All the way,
it's not the rumor anymore.
No, it's not. All the
and
way.
It's not the Hard Rock anymore either.
Used to be.
Yeah, everything's changed in Vegas. But yeah, no, I had White Castle for the very first time. It was good. I think
Delicious.
Places like White Castle were so overhyped for me. I don't know. I mean,
College Humor put it the best. The reason people brag about their burger places is because you're literally tasting nostalgia.
In-N-Out is the best burger joint. In-N-Out is by far the best burger joint because I'm from California. I grew up in Vegas, and we have In-N-Outs everywhere. In-N-Out is a staple to the West Coast. Who in chat? Is. Chat, is anyone? In-N-Out? White Castle's overrated, says Greg. And he's from those neck of the woods. Good. It was good. It was good. It's not the best burger, though. I don't even know who has the best burger. Let's talk about this for just a second. Because I think this is good. Fat Burger is good. Birdie Dastard. What's cracking, my brother? Birdie Dastard is another.
Man.
If you guys want to talk about success, Birdie Dastard is a really good friend of ours as well.
Tone Weezy.
He's pretty successful. He is
extremely successful now.
Tony, what did you just get promoted to? Tell the chat. He's probably on mobile, so it's going to take 5 hours.
Yeah. And then he's going to say something super facetious like circle jerk specialist or something.
Yeah, I don't know. If you guys haven't figured out, like me and my group of friends, we're a bunch of sarcastic
degenerates.
Assholes. We're degenerates. We're not successful at all. And you shouldn't be taking our advice at all. Yeah, executive sous chef at a fine Basque. How do you say that word? Basque? I bask in things kind of restaurant. Anyway, Tony is actually Tony, you're on our talking points tonight, bro.
Yeah, you are, dude.
we're talking about success today. And I'll be honest with you, out of the entire group of our friends, I think Tony might be one of the most successful. Under me, of course.
Success is subjective, remember?
It's the Gundy. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you.
Chris, too. Chris went out on a limb, another one of our great friends.
Yeah, there's like five of us.
Opened his own business, and his business failed, like most do the first time.
It was an automotive industry too.
Yeah. But again, he was his own boss. So in my eyes, that's extremely successful. Even if your business fails, even if you fall.
When it comes to amount of income made out of the group of our friends, I think Chris takes the cake on that. My man makes some good money. Gundy, I appreciate you. I wanted to stop being lazy and drop a follow. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. This is the first episode of the What's Crackin' podcast. Today's topic is success. We're talking about success, and mainly I wanted to talk about also, Sean, what did you say to me? I said, do you want to talk about success? And you said, I'm not successful at all. But the next thing you said was success is objective, though. And that's mainly what I wanted to talk about. And that's kind of
success is subjective.
Subjective, sorry.
Subjective.
This is why I brought him on the show, because I'm not so smart with words.
I don't word well. No, objective. I always had a problem with the two as well, and I remembered it this way: is I always remember I object, and you can't object.
Okay.
Objective is like.
That's a good way to remember it. See, that's what I was talking about with Big E earlier. It's like
blue is blue.
Yeah.
It's not subjective. Blue is blue. It's objective. You can't argue it.
Right.
Watch someone to be like, you have them backwards, and I'll be like, oh shit. I was wrong.
So Sean, tell us a little bit about your streaming career thus far.
Oh God. So
because real quick, let me just say something. I want this show to mainly be about my niche, which is helping streamers with design. So a lot of my show's gonna be about design, tips and tricks I've learned along the way to growing as a streamer or a content creator in general. You know, photo, video stuff like that. So I definitely want to stay on topic about Sean. Just a little backstory. When I started streaming last year in April,
we had talked about it.
Two of my good friends,
long time.
Yeah, so he started streaming, and then a buddy of mine, Aaron, which is another one of our. There's like five of us, right?
Yep.
Closest friends, brothers. I consider them all to be my brothers, but Aaron and Sean started streaming with me at the same time. So talk about your story a little bit, Sean.
So basically, I thought if I got on camera and started playing video games and got as drunk as I possibly could and swore as much as I possibly could, I'd be among the ranks of Dr. Disrespect and Ninja or PewDiePie. Not true. Streaming is actually extremely hard, and it takes a lot of work. I ended up becoming affiliated, and it was strictly because of I found my niche. I had started playing the survival game Scum.
What were you playing before that on stream?
Anything I could get my hands on. Mostly Call of Duty.
Warzone.
Oversaturated market for sure. When I stream Call of Duty, I would stream for like 8 hours. Not one person would drop into my room. I remember the first time I streamed Scum with my father-in-law, both of us had like 15, 20 people pop in.
Yeah.
Told us they appreciated the support for the game. One of them had become such good friends with my father-in-law that he was invited to participate in an annual tournament with the top like 20 Scum streamers, like some pretty big names in the Scum community. There was a $10,000 prize pool, so he had a 1 in 20 chance of being a winner of that. And that's when I realized you really have to find your market. Because of Scum, I was affiliated. I became affiliated. I'll always appreciate the game. I still play it.
Mm-hmm. So finding what's cracking, Rompin' Doggy and Chaotic, how you guys doing? Finding the right game is something that I've never really experienced as a streamer, because I've been a chatting streamer, art streamer, designer, and stuff like that. But I definitely know about it, and I definitely saw the difference of what it was like for him to go streaming Warzone. And we won't talk about the clips that we have of Sean getting absolutely, my man got absolutely shit-faced at like 4 a.m. My buddy texts me, he goes, bro, get on Twitch. My man Sean, I get on Twitch.
Karaoke.
This guy is...
I did pull a lot of views for karaoke, though. I did pull a lot of views for him.
It was embarrassing for me.
I pulled a lot. I'd be like, what am I singing next?
He would. And he would try it. Bless him. Bless his heart. No. He would do it. What if you're a variety streamer? So if you're a variety streamer, I think you really got to get in touch with a little bit of a niche, in my opinion. If you're playing...
I'd say if you're variety, keep your variety to groups that are small. Play games that no one picks up.
Yeah, that's a niche in its own. Playing games that aren't very popular. Not too unpopular. Twitch has this sweet spot, and I think he found it with Scum. All of a sudden, I'd see him go online, and I hop in his stream, and it'd be like 2-3 viewers, right? And then him and his father-in-law started playing Scum, and they'd have like 20-30 viewers. Finding the right game or the right community was huge for him. He was able to hit affiliate, and before that, he wasn't listening to me, right, Sean?
Nope, not at all.
I told him, you got to do this, you got to do that, you're doing it wrong. You need to, and he would be like, "No, dude, I don't get it. Why don't I come in here and I swear like a sailor, and I'm Dr. Disrespect, and I don't get it." But I think you finally started understanding when stream different games. Warzone, I don't stream. That's a good start. If I see one more fucking Warzone clip, guys, on TikTok, I'm gonna lose my brain. My brain's gonna pop out of my skull. I see so much Warzone content.
You're not doing yourself any favors. You're really not.
Listen, if you like playing Warzone and you're having fun with it and you're streaming it and you're having a good time, do your fucking thing. But if you're trying to grow on Twitch and you're making constant Warzone clips, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing it. And I don't care if I'm going to get any hate for this. You know how Twitter has that, things you could like mute certain politics and stuff like that. TikTok needs to have, I need to be able to mute one for Warzone and Apex tips. Because I'm not the demographic, first of all, but they pop up every single time on my TikTok. But anyway, I think if you're a variety streamer, it might be good to stick to certain type of genre of games. If you're streaming a variety of games, maybe find a genre that you enjoy playing and would stick to that. Also, one other thing is that if you do decide to play like a very popular game, it might be worth it to start with a game that has a little bit of a smaller community first, and then bring that community to the more popular game. Good thing about being a variety streamer is you could introduce your community to new games and stuff like that.
I'd say spice up your stream. Dr. D got so big with that stupid wig. Stone Mountain got huge because of his voice. And then Marley 13 because of his accent. Literally, these guys lucked out because they had something original. Do something nobody else is doing.
Here's the thing, and I said that before on my last videos. You're being unique. I said in my last YouTube video, I said, be unique, be yourself, but really think about what it is and how people are going to describe you as a person. Your personality is a big part of your brand, right? So decide how you want your personality to portray. And any sort of content anyone makes, any sort of video editing, any sort of Twitch streams, any sort of content that you make is already going to be different than the next person. It might be the same genre, but you're going to put your own spin on it and learn how to do your own things and learn how to create your own content. Because being unique, to me, is one of the keys to success, in my opinion.
For sure.
But Matt, you're doing a podcast. Everyone does a podcast, and you know what I mean? I don't know.
The second you brought it up, what did I tell you? I was like, stay the fuck away from politics.
Yeah.
Stay away from true crime. Stay away from religion. Dude, just steer clear of it.
And I'm not the first. Yeah, I'm not the first person to have a streaming podcast for streamers or content creators. There's a lot of out there like that, you know what I mean? But along the way, I'm trying to be successful myself. I'm not going to stand up here or sit up here and say I'm a successful person and that's why I'm talking about success. You know, I think mainly we wanted to talk about the subjectiveness of, is that even the way to say it, of success?
I'll allow it.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
I'll allow it.
but anyway, I'm kind of veering off topic a little bit.
Yeah, dude. There's so many, because you had said it to me too. It's no longer long running content that draws people in. It's short form content. Twitch has exploded so much, even though Vine originally did it in like 2014. I don't get it.
Yeah,
it still blows my mind that like Vine was huge, and then Instagram, for some of our younger audience, Instagram never originally did video.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vine was huge, and then Instagram was like, we're going to start doing video, and Vine completely shut down. Vine was huge.
And that's what happened with Snapchat too. It got overrun by the fact.
Snapchat was a little different. Snapchat was mostly for sending nudies to someone to make sure they couldn't screenshot them. But at least in my opinion, when it originally came out, they're like, yeah, you could send pictures to other people, and then it just lasts like 10 seconds and they can't watch them again. I was like, what?
And then you screenshot them.
Yeah, and then you screenshot them and then they lock you out forever.
Yeah.
But
Snapchat is for creeps. Yes, Mandy.
This
guy right here is the biggest creep.
I can tell you this. My wife will not let me have a Snapchat. I'm like, what are you talking about? I just use it. And she's like, nope, I don't give a fuck. You can't have a Snapchat. And I'm like,
and she's
okay.
Sure as shit, I'll back her up on that. I don't think Sean should have a Snapchat. No, I'm just fucking with you. I've definitely never done that. Right.
I was trying to touch base with something. Was you guys are using an app that was made in 2013. And nobody wanted to use it. TikTok is Vine. TikTok was technically Vine.
I mean, Vine was pretty big. I know you're not.
Vine was huge.
Vine was huge.
And then Instagram made video, and then that was it. Vine just died.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Vine was great.
Yeah.
There was some great Viners out there.
A lot of short form media that you watch now were originally people that were on Vine. Chadley originally
Chadley. There's an entire TikTok dedicated to old Vines, and I follow them, and it's freaking fantastic. It's like living in the past.
Really good.
I don't know if a lot of you guys were on Vine. How many people were on Vine? Real quick, Mandy said from a dating perspective, if a guy asks you for a Snapchat instead of your number, it's a huge red flag.
I totally agree.
Yes.
Totally agree.
Hey, you know what? At least there's red flags like that right away, you know?
Yeah.
When it comes to Vine, Gary V, the man dominated Vine. Oh, you know what? I never caught Gary V on Vine. I'm sure there's some recycled Gary V content on Vine or on TikTok.
It's funny because a lot of that is like so lost now. But it was a different time, man. It really was. And it wasn't even that long ago. Different time period for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I do start to feel old from time to time, but it's okay.
Well, shit, we're in our 30s now.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough to even think. Here's a question. How are you to stream new games that come out when you know a lot of people are going to stream it? Once again, I'm not a gaming streamer. Chaotic. I'm 32 as well. Sean, you're 33.
33.
Right? 33. God, old fart. When it comes to popular, like, okay, so what's the new Battlefield that's going to come out, right? Is it called Battlefield?
2042. Yeah, 2042 is going to be huge. I can almost promise you that if you have plans on streaming that, just stay away from it. Do yourself a favor and play something else. Play something like The Witcher. Something that
I will
nobody
say
really
this.
watches.
I will say this. I like to tell people my advice, but I also like to add a little disclaimer that says, you do what you want to do. That being said, what Sean said, I wouldn't do stuff like that. I just know that it's going to be oversaturated. There's going to be so many people when a game comes out. Oh, but there's drops enabled and stuff like that. Here's the thing. If you are going to do that, make some content on TikTok and on YouTube about that game. You know, be one of the first people to have a gameplay walkthrough on X game. You know what I mean? So let's say they're coming out with a new game called Rock'em Sock'em, right? And everyone's hyped about Rock'em Sock'em. Everyone wants to play Rock'em Sock'em. It's going to be super saturated on Twitch. What you should do is, because there's not a whole lot of YouTube content or TikTok about that, stream it, cut down your clips, blast TikTok and YouTube with that new game, and then you should be able to gain a following from that. I don't know. I'm not a gaming streamer, but that's what I would do in my opinion. You're not that old. Rompin' Donkey. Yeah. I wish I was, what did you say? I wish I was that age again. What did you say? I can't find it now.
I wish I was young as 32 again.
Young as 32 again. There it is. Yeah.
That's also, I have played with so many guys up even into their 90s. I remember playing Scum. Me and my father-in-law played with a dude that was like some Australian dude, 92 years old. And
wow.
I was like, blew me away. First of all, he didn't even sound close to 92. His quips, his comebacks were just like on point.
He didn't sound like, close to 92. He gets on game. Sheesh. He's like, fucking. Dude's like.
No, his comebacks were like on point. I was like, wow, you don't even sound close to 92. And he's like, well, you sound like you're like 350 pounds. And I was like, touche, dude. He's probably. I gotta say, he's probably dead now. So, like, he had some like super depressing stories, but he's like, yeah, my wife died like 5 years ago. I'm just waiting to go next. And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, my uncle was upwards of 90s, and when you live that long, dude, it's just you kind of you won already, in my opinion. Yeah, you know,
South Park said it the best. They're like, I'll smoke cigarettes all day. I don't care who wants to be 90 anyways.
They did say that. With a huddy huddy ho and a huddy huddy hey.
Huddy. Yeah. Oh, dude, live fast, die young. If
I agree with that to an extent, you know what I mean. As I'm getting older, I'm noticing, you know, I have to fucking take medications now and shit like that. Yep. And like, I'm like, okay, well, hold on, wait a second, pump the brakes. I am getting to that age where I'm like, well, fuck, I should have taken care of myself a little bit better in my 20s. So let that be a lesson to all you youngsters in chat.
Yeah. Definitely take care of yourself. But if I were to croak at like 74,
I'd be shocked. I'd be like, I didn't think he'd go that long.
God lived till 74?
I had been dead for 10 years already.
Yeah, no. Well, for some disgusting reason, retirement hits at 65. I don't know why. Doesn't make any sense to me. So I want to use up a good amount of my retirement and then just bleh.
So let's get back on the topic of success real quick. What
success.
So I consider you successful because of your military background, and I know A lot of people in the military don't feel that way. They just kind of feel like they did their job, and
No, the military, I knew within my first month in basic training, I was like, man, I fucked up. This was a horrible idea. I miss my friends. I miss drinking. I miss being able to call out of work. Being in the Army is like having a job that you can't quit, you can't call out of,
and you're out of touch.
You can't go home early. You have to work over. Dude, you're doing 12 to 16 hour days a week easily.
Right.
Easily. And in that time, I did, like, I was overseas. I spent like nine months in Haiti. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
So where did you get deployed to? You've been to Afghanistan?
Afghanistan and Haiti were my two big ones, for sure.
And Haiti was like a relief. You were there for
humanitarian aid. We went there after the earthquake in 2010. Maybe a lot of you are too young to know, but there was a huge, like 8.4 earthquake off of the coast of Haiti, and it just demolished the place. It was tragic. You had to see a lot of things that you didn't want to see. I can tell you this. My 13 months in Afghanistan, I would take over the 9 months I did in Haiti, no problem.
Really?
And both. But I could also tell you this. Both, I would take over my 6 months basic training to basic training. Oh my God, dude. Wow. I hated basics so much. I hated being told what to do. I hated being yelled at. Because, like, you meet so many people that are like, oh, the drill sergeant yelled at me, I'd pop him in the face. I'm like, shut up. No, you won't, dude.
Yeah.
You won't. So you just have to stay. And I'm tall, man. I'm 6'5". I was a target the second I walked through the door.
Yeah.
And you just have to sit there while people yell in your face and make you do dumb stuff. They're like, Bradford, get over here. Start stacking sandbags. And you're like, cool, man. Whatever. You want me to stack sandbags? I'll stack sandbags. You want me to fucking run around the building with my rifle over my head, screaming my name out? I am Bradford. I am Brad. Like, I'll do it too, dude. I don't care. I'm getting paid regardless.
Right.
But it is a nightmare.
Do you think? Go ahead.
I wouldn't recommend anyone do it. I wouldn't recommend it.
Wow.
Unless you like, that's what you want to do.
So
I want to go gung ho.
There's a lot of people in chat too that live in different countries. Any military in chat, by the way? What I don't care what country you're in. Are you military backgrounds or were in the military?
If I had to do the military again, I would have gone Coast Guard. Definitely would have gone Coast Guard.
I love serving my country in any way possible. Jabba. So Jabba lives in Macedonia. Am I saying that right, Jabba? I dated someone who was in the Army. It kind of feels like it, but no. Really, dated somebody in the Army and you kind of you like took on, like, what does that mean? It kind of feels like it.
Military spouse, man.
That's got to be difficult. That's got to be difficult.
Yeah. I mean, my Marina did it. My stepmom, she did it for years.
I would do it for Kosovo or Albania. It's a whole other thing.
Have you met my cousin, Zhenya?
Yes. The brick shithouse, right? He's built like a tank.
Dude.
Yeah, he's a
fucking monster. He was French Foreign Legion.
Yeah, that guy, I wouldn't fuck with him at all.
No. Just like Russia, Sean, come drink. And then he like pours me a gallon of vodka. And I'm like, dude, this isn't a shot. I can't drink.
A dank cheese and the giant, right? No, he was your dad. Mm-hmm. Your parents are divorced. Your dad married Marina.
My dad married Marina in 2000.
And she is from where? She's from where?
Kazakhstan.
Every time I hear Kazakhstan, I just think of Borat. Dude.
Here come the mail order bride jokes.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Is that big there? I didn't even know.
That's like where you hear most of the jokes. A much success.
Much success. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Anytime.
Hey, Marina
anytime.
though, super successful. Marina was a cocktail server that when she met my dad, she came here. She got not a master's, not a bachelor's. She graduated in food and beverage, and she's making bank.
Yeah.
Working as a manager for one of the biggest casinos. So
Right. I didn't even know she did that. That's crazy, dude. You
Yeah,
learned
man.
something new. I thought your
Yeah.
dad worked and your stepmom was a stay-at-home wife, mom.
Nope. Nope.
So that's crazy. You learned something new. Good for
yeah,
her.
Marina was really good. She did great.
She's very successful.
Extremely. Again, subjective, but I mean, since COVID, nobody's working now.
Right.
And if you are, you're lucky too. But before COVID hit, she was making like 80,000 a year.
Wow.
So,
Plus what your dad makes. We won't talk about what your dad makes unless you want to, but
no, my dad's making bank. I would discuss it, but he would be so upset with me.
here's the thing. I don't
Even
like to
though
talk
that,
about I don't like to talk about that either. I see a lot of people talking about their Twitch payouts, and I'm like, how dare you? You know what? It's always just been a private thing with me, and Raya's the same way. She doesn't
That's
tell.
a weird stigma, man. In my opinion, that's a weird stigma that needs to get lost. I got yelled at because I'm a nursing assistant now, and I'm going for my nursing degree. I got hired on at a much higher rate than people that have been working at my facility for years. And I immediately started asking what other people got paid and how much I got paid. And HR was like, you can't talk about that. And I was like,
No.
I can. Yes, I can. And it's protected under law. You cannot terminate me for discussing it. You can't terminate me for asking what other people get paid.
Really?
And you should feel real shitty. Yeah. Yeah, it's protected under law. Obama passed it. Go Obama.
Go Obama.
We'll stay away from
Yeah, let's not get involved.
we'll stay away from it. We just opened the fucking Hornets,
Yeah.
Pandora's box. But yeah, it's protected under law, man.
Is that an American flag behind you? No, I'm just kidding.
I know, right?
Oh, they can't see it on that camera. They can't see mine either. I hide mine. No, I'm just kidding.
But on it, I'll even move mine over a little bit.
There you go.
But yeah, it's protected under law. My HR rep was like, are you asking other people about their pay and are you telling people? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, you can't do that. And I was like, yes, I can. Yes, I fucking
so you
can,
don't
sure.
really mind. You don't really mind it. It bothers me.
No, not at all. Not at all. And the fact that there's such a stigma on it and nobody talks about it blows my mind. Blows my mind. Because how are we supposed to reach equal pay rights if nobody else is talking about how much they make?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
I came on and I was making $2 more an hour than people that had been there for 2 years, never call out, and they'd been a CNA for fucking 5 years. 5 years. I graduated as a CNA earlier this year, or no, late last year, mid last year. It doesn't matter. I've been a CNA less than 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting paid more than people that were doing it for years. Like, come on.
Mandy said, so the women don't find out how much more the men make. So I've been in situations where I've heard of females taking home less. But I've never worked in an industry where that's happened. So
I'm working in one right now.
So that's what I was going to say is that were those people that have been there 2 years longer than you, no call outs, were they women?
I have to say this though. Medical is generally a female dominant field,
especially nursing.
I don't know how it goes for doctors. I think it may be 50-50. I haven't seen the statistics on that. But with nursing and nursing assistants, it's usually female. I work with 3 other males. Mm-hmm. The rest of our staff is all female. So it doesn't surprise me though, and dude, it bums me out so hard. It really does.
Right.
I get so upset over that. Like, pay your employees, match your pay. If you're hiring me at $16 an hour, go find your best employee, and don't make them feel shitty for asking for a raise. Like,
no, it's definitely something that needs to be abolished. I demanded a pay raise, or I was going to go. Good for you, Mandy. Yeah, that's how it should be. Here's what I will say: the amount of pay an employee makes in a job should be based on their performance, and it should have nothing to do. I don't even care about seniority, right? Because here's where seniority sucks ass.
Seniority shouldn't matter either. It really shouldn't.
Seniority matters in prison, and seniority matters in the military. And that's probably the only places it should matter, because I've worked in jobs where I get there and just because a person has been there for 10 years, they're fucking lazy. They call out. They're fucking terrible work ethic. They got a bad attitude.
Seniority.
Because they have seniority. Seniority should not be a thing, in my opinion. It should be all based around your work ethic and your attitude. My workplace holds a college degree over my head, and the fact that I don't have one. Mandy, I you know what? Same thing. Being a designer, being a self-taught designer, self-taught photographer, I totally understand that. I've been denied positions where we live in Vegas, right? There's a lot of casinos, and I've worked with casinos doing advertisements, building animated marquees, slot toppers, trying to remember all the technical names for them. Advertisements. I've done a ton of fucking advertisements, right? Like, kind of like the things I do on my Twitter, you know, and that's why, you know, I think building streaming scenes relates to me so much. It's just like building an advertisement and messing with the font and the amount of room you have in a certain dimension, right? So billboards, marquees, slot toppers, advertisements, posters, you name it. So we have a lot of those out here, and I've worked for 2 different casinos doing that. I've been denied by certain casinos because I don't have a degree or never went to a trade school for design or anything like that. Which in this industry, I don't think it should really depend on that. There are so many good designers overseas in the Philippines, on Fiverr, that are just killing it, making a living. And they're way better than I am, or probably going to be, at design. Do you think they had the money to pay for a college education? No. That's why I do like Fiverr. It gives those people that can't really afford a college education a chance to use their skill set.
They're not technically certified,
right? Now,
to be
being a doctor, yes, you definitely, you know, or you know, a surgeon or anything in the medical industry, yes, you should have a college degree under your belt. You know, I mean, you have to. There's no other way around it. But I know, you know, Chris is a freaking outstanding mechanic. He never went to
solid guy
to what are those trade schools? You know,
a tech school or mechanic school.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I think degrees are going to become something. You know, it was our generation. It's beaten into our brain. I don't know how the younger generation is, but go to college. You better go to college.
True. You better go to college.
And you know what? School. First of all, you know this, bro. High school was not for me. High school was not for me, dude.
No.
And listen, I'm going to tell a story, but it doesn't mean that it should be.
I gotta say this, dude. I got out of high school the second I could. Within the week I turned 18.
Yeah.
Because I was born February or early in the year. The week I turned 18, I unenrolled myself. The dean and the principal came down and they're like, "You don't think an education will give you a higher future?" And I was like, honestly, fuck no. Hell no. No. No,
well, a high school diploma. You got your GED, and I got my GED.
I went and got my GED the following week, dude.
Yeah.
I got my GED. I joined the military. little bit of a backtrack, but it gave me skills
Yeah.
that I didn't even pursue because after being in the military, I wanted nothing to do with law enforcement. After
Right.
working so many, because you still military law enforcement and civilian law enforcement are somewhat of the same thing. Most of your calls are going to be domestic disputes, or most of your citations are going to be speeding. And then it just sucks giving somebody who technically outranks you a speeding ticket. Try being someone who's been in the military for 4 years, giving a speeding ticket to a general or a lieutenant colonel or a colonel that's been in for 33, 34, 35 years.
Never
And
thought
I'm
of it
like,
that way.
dude, it's such a nightmare.
Right.
Call your commander. I'm like, yeah, I'll call my commander. And then my commander will come down and they'll be like, look, don't confuse your rank with his authority. You were in the wrong. You were going 45 miles an hour in a 15-mile-per-hour speed limit. You're not
Right.
getting out of the ticket. That's it, dude. It was such a nightmare.
So
It just sucks trying to give someone a citation when they can argue it or they can give you shit.
So I want to talk
Yeah,
about this topic without getting too political, especially this day and age with the police in the media, the way that they are. Now, I'm not going to get too political, but how would you feel about having a military police background, or being in you were National Guard, Army National Guard, right?
I was National Guard, but I did a lot of active duty time. I enlisted in the Guard, but all the time that I worked doing garrison work, that's probably a year doing that. My time in Haiti was close to a year. That was all active duty. Time in Afghanistan, that's all active duty. You do a lot of active duty. I have to say that if you are thinking of joining the National Guard and you really think it's 1 week in a month, forget about it.
Right,
It's
yeah.
not. It is not. It is not. There's no way. You'll get cut. Do you think all those guys in the state capitol were like, ooh, 1 week in a month? No. They're there for 2 weeks sleeping on cold floor. And it would have been a cushy job. I would have done it. I would have been stoked to be there after the riots in the Capitol. But leave it alone, man. If you really think it's going to be an easy peasy job, you still have to go through basic training. You still have to meet once a year for at least 2 weeks for your annual training, your AT, which is never 2 weeks. It's
And you still got to
usually
do PT every month, right?
Yeah, well, you have to take you're still doing PT. I mean, and it never made sense to me because you meet up at your so your 1 weekend a month, it's like a full active duty day. You meet at like 5 a.m. Doesn't matter your work schedule. You meet at 5 a.m. You run like 3 miles, so you probably haven't been running and you're out of shape as shit. So, and then everyone's like, why aren't you running? Why aren't you in shape? You're like, because I work 50 hours a week. I don't have time to go run.
Right.
Who runs anyway? I'm not a masochist, dude. I hate running. Running was a nightmare.
Yeah.
If you want to dabble in the military and see if it's for you, like you really like you're thinking about going active duty, then sign a 2-year contract with the National Guard. I guarantee it'll wash the taste right out of your mouth. But that being said, if active duty and National Guard are two totally different beasts.
Yeah.
They really are. Once you're active duty, that's your job 24/7. You're constantly around people that could yell at you at any time for fucking up at any moment. I remember this sums up bums me out. Sums up my time in service in a nutshell. I remember when I was working in Afghanistan, I did detainee operations. I worked with enemy prisoners of war. You had to leave the unit to go get lunch. So when somebody left to get lunch, it's called a clamshell. It's a little box like that you get from like
Cafeterias, like cafeteria. Yeah.
So when you left, like instead of going back through security checkpoints, you just send one person to get like 10 to-go boxes. So I'm walking back with 10 to-go boxes, like just stacked up for all my friends who don't want to go back through security. I'm doing them all a favor.
Right.
And I hear
it was your
I'm
week. It was your day to do it.
Yeah, dude, of course. Like, and I had no problem doing it. Love my brothers. But like I'm walking in, like all the way in the distance, I hear like, hey. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I keep walking and I'm like, hey, stop. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I see some like sergeant major just running up to me, and I'm carrying to-go boxes. And this sergeant major like walks up to me and he's like, your boots aren't bloused. Like he's out of breath. And he saw it from like 4 football fields back.
In Afghanistan?
Yeah, dude, I'm in a war country. I'm technically in theater.
Yeah.
And when you blouse your boot, like if your pants aren't tucked into your boots,
right,
if they're just hanging around your ankles, it's a violation of uniform.
Okay.
And this dude ran this far, screaming at the top of his lungs to yell at me because my pants weren't tucked into my boots.
Right.
While I'm carrying a stack of food. Like, and that
did you have to set it down like, and like tuck your
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh, dude. Hey,
like,
you know what?
He's like, correct yourself. Fix it right now. And I was like, dude, fuck the army. I'm done with this.
Wow. But you know what though, dude? Those are the type of things they teach you in the military. I didn't know they were so strict with it in a combat zone though. I thought it was things were a little bit more relaxed.
No.
I don't know. I've never been to a combat zone though, so I don't know.
No, dude, I got in trouble in the combat zone for sure. I got in mad trouble. I was off post. So I was in a small segregated area strictly for EPW workers, or they call them cage kickers. For detainee operations.
Because you were guarding prisoners of war.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to have a really high security clearance.
Okay.
Without violating classified material, I could say that I worked with high profile targets. I guarded over them. And I can even say this, I think they're probably too young to remember. It made international news. There was a 12-year-old boy that walked up to a Marine outpost with a suicide vest on.
Yeah.
He ended up getting shot in the hip, and then they ended up getting the vest off of him. And I worked with him. He was I had an entire cell of like 13 and younger kids. They were kids.
Really?
And yeah, so we sat we didn't have top secret security clearance, but we were secret security clearance because you worked with so many high risk individuals or people that were of interest. And so of course we had our own little plot of land that we had to stay in. It was just a nightmare, dude. It was.
You've told me some stories. I don't know if you're open to telling.
It was a night. I could tell you this. I remember walking. So they're communal cells. They're big ass communal cells. They're not individual cells like you see in prison.
Right.
There were like 8 cells on each side, or 6 cells, and each one of them held 32 prisoners.
Oh wow. Okay, that's a lot.
But it wasn't. Again, it was just a big ass cage that had walls and shower units and toilets in them. But you could walk on top of it. It was huge, dude. You could walk on top of it. Sometimes they'd start fighting each other. Sometimes they'd try to kick out the doors because it was like super heavy duty chicken wire. But
chicken wire. I
yeah,
guess heavy
like-
duty.
No, super heavy duty. Like you wouldn't be able to kick it out, and if you started kicking it,
Because this was on a fob, right? Like a
Yeah,
large base
Yeah.
that was probably
Ba-
built
ba-
over
yeah,
time.
Bagram, Afghanistan. It's been around forever.
Bagram. Okay.
Yeah, I think the Russians built it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the Russians built it.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But,
Okay. And what? Like the 70s, 80s?
I think earlier than that.
Really?
I think maybe the 70s.
70s, probably.
I don't like to comment on things that I don't actually have knowledge on, but I think
Me
it
neither.
was the 70s.
Me neither.
Dude. So,
Keith wants to know if you ever been in physical combat. That's Keith, by the way.
so we did have one night we were all sitting around watching a movie on a projector, and
What movie?
we were watching Avengers.
Oh, okay.
Avengers. Yeah, I think it was the first Avengers movie. And we heard like it was just like crack, crack, like super soft shots. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't hear. And at the time we only kept our M9s on us because we were military police. We were doing detainee operations. We spent like 13 hours a day in the facility. And when you're
Right.
inside the facility, you can't have guns on you. You don't
Uh-huh.
have guns. You have less lethal weaponry, pepper ball guns,
Right.
mace, stuff like that. So we're like, what is that? What is that? So while everyone's watching the movie, like I'm walking off to see what this noise is, and I see this like whole fucking group of guys standing next to this fence, and they're like, are we taking shots? And all of a sudden we hear "Bavoo, bavoo," which
Oh,
is
shit.
like rounds
Pew,
bouncing.
yeah.
And we're like, we are taking shots. And like I've got my M9 on me. So I like sprint over to my room, and I was like, fuck, my M4 is not here, because we ended up putting all our M4s in a Connex.
Mhm.
And I'd totally forgotten about it because I hadn't carried my M4 for like a hot minute, dude.
Right.
Like a hot minute. Because again, we didn't need it. You do have to be armed, but it didn't say like what you have to be armed with. So like I run back and everyone's like popping shots with their M4s. We had like a couple 249s shooting at this like random fucking pop shutter out there. So I'm like with the pistol.
Like pea
I was like,
shooting them,
yeah,
dude.
dude, nothing,
Like
dude. It
where
was
where were your
I
M4s and
was
shit?
laughing. So we locked all our M4s in a Connex. Everybody like cleaned them, and then we just set them in a Connex because we weren't using them, dude. We
Yeah.
really weren't.
You
you
were
really
military
have to-
police. You didn't leave the fob much.
Yeah,
you
dude.
weren't
no, dude.
you
Not
weren't
at all.
you weren't
Not at
infantry or anything like that.
all. No, dude. No. So I was just sitting there with this like small group of random guys, and we're just like shooting at this fucking nothingness, and like
Right.
that's like was the extent of it. I could say I had a really upsetting experience in Haiti, but we won't get too far into that
Yeah,
one.
if you're not, yeah.
Yeah, no, we won't get. I had a really upsetting experience in Haiti. We won't get into that one. I don't want to deal with that. But it always bugged me that the only time I ever almost shot someone point blank was in a humanitarian aid. Bummed me out so bad.
Right, man. That's rough.
And that's success in a nutshell.
Yeah. Here's my favorite picture of you in the military.
Are you gonna lay my? Yes, yes.
So that's is that the Army in a nutshell?
Yeah, dude.
Look how ripped you were, bro.
Yeah.
You're pretty fit.
There's a pretty big stigma of being in shape because, of course, like if you're not in shape, you can't protect yourself.
Oh my God! Look what I just
But
found. Hold on. You guys want to see?
it's not the cat photo, is it?
No, this is a long time ago, dude. This is us in. We weren't even 21.
No, not at all.
We weren't even 21, and we got beers in our hands.
Yep, I think if this is
that's me on the left, that's you on the far right.
The Adam Amar photo, yeah. That fucking green screen that nobody fit under.
Yeah, dude. Fucking Chris Beasy in the middle. Yeah, that's taking it back right there for sure.
Yeah, I'm on the right. Tron covered my face.
Yeah, Tron
That's
covered.
our other buddy that got affiliated.
Yeah, the guy covering his face. It's the Lady Killers. There he is, and then Tony.
Killers.
Tony looking hella slick with his long hair there. Look at it.
He looks so good. We all look good though.
Yeah. I don't know. I look like
you lost a ton of weight, dude. You lost a ton of weight.
I don't know, dude. I'm afraid to weigh myself right now.
No. Chris, all serious.
I think I wear my weight differently as I got older. I learned how to oh my gosh. Here's an old one.
Yeah, man.
Here's an old one right here.
Yeah, I got quite a few up on Instagram.
So this is what Sean looked like when I met him when he worked at Target. He rolls up into Target. Actually, you just got off work. You're wearing your red and khakis. This is right after work.
Yep. That's the truck.
Yeah.
That's Tony in the background.
Yeah. He rolls in to Target and I'm working. And I was like, oh, this dude looks pretty dope. He rolls in with him and our other buddy, Tony. And he's like, hey, where do I apply for a job? And I was like, oh, dude, yeah, right over there at the kiosk. So they both apply. And only Sean got the job. Tony got no call back whatsoever.
Nope.
But I for the longest time, I thought Tony was your brother for like a couple months.
I still introduced him as my brother.
I mean, he might as well be your brother.
Yeah, man. But I still introduced him as my brother.
Yeah. No, that takes it back, definitely.
Yeah, dude. That's around the time we started hanging out, maybe even before then.
How old were we in that picture? Or how old were you in that picture?
I turned 18 after I stopped working at Target. I worked at Target. I applied. I was like a week after I turned 17.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be why they didn't hire Tony either, because he might have been underage, 16 years old.
I was 16 when I was working there.
Yeah. Target doesn't give a fuck. If you want a job, go work at
Target was a great job, dude. I won't lie.
Dope,
Target
dude.
was one of the better jobs I had, man. And I don't know if it was just because we had a good freaking time there. You know what? But
different time. I remember because I was cart attendant / cashier.
Yeah, I would never cashier. I hated cashiering.
We'd stack carts and then we'd just sit around the fucking igloo cooler drinking Gatorade for like 2 hours.
Yeah. Target Java is a place in the US that is like, it's like a high-end Walmart. It's like Walmart for people who don't want to deal with Walmart and they're willing to pay the higher price. You know what I mean? It's like the finer taste of Walmart.
Tony said, nah, my screening test answers don't translate well for customer service. Nah, your fucking face didn't translate well for customer.
Yeah, Tony has the male equivalent of resting bitch face.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, why are you so pissed off? I'm not. I'm fine.
They gave us interviews right there after we fucking applied.
Oh, okay.
That's why I met Dana and stuff, dude.
Yo, Nighthawk USA with the 11 viewers. Thank you so much, Nighthawk, for the raid. Appreciate you.
The raid.
Yo, what's cracking? And Vicious Drone, what's cracking? Thank you guys for the follows. Welcome to the What's Cracking podcast. We're going over, thank you so much, Vicious Drone, for the follow. Appreciate you. What's cracking, crew? Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, podcast number 1. This is my good buddy Sean, if you're just joining us. We've been friends for, what did we say, 18 years, 17 years?
2004.
2004. I'm not good at math, so I'll let you guys do the math there. But anyway, welcome in. We're talking today about success. We're kind of veering off. We're telling a lot of stories. We're talking about just generally what's cracking. Sean was in the military. Any military people here? Ginger Games too. How we doing?
Military.
Hot damn, big friendship. Oh yeah. And then we got another buddy in chat that's been our friend for just as long, considered one of our brothers. But yeah, he was just telling a little bit of military stories. He was in the army.
We definitely veered off towards Target.
We were talking about Target. Yes.
I would definitely work at Target over being in the.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the pay's not as good, but you know,
not that great.
Yeah.
Being told to roll around in mud never happens at Target.
Never happens. Them sending you to Afghanistan. They're never going to find a new location for you in Afghanistan, Iraq, Haiti. You know, you're pretty much guaranteed to stay at the store you apply for.
Being told to sweep the parking lot so the commander doesn't get mad because there's too many leaves.
Well, now hold on. Now I worked at Target for like 4 years. Really? DMG Target gang, what's cracking? We were just talking. Dude. That's where we met 17 years ago. And it was love at first sight. Let me tell you, it was like,
oh, for sure. It definitely was.
How's the podcast going? It's going great. It's going fantastic.
Matt was the coolest.
I trained him actually. Didn't I train you? Or did I train Chris?
Yeah. Well, you have to technically at the time you had to train 1 day in each section. One day bath and body, 1 day food, 1 day lawn and garden. There was still a lawn and garden. I don't think Target even has
they got rid of it recently, but lawn and garden was actually one of my favorite positions.
Matt was a electronics specialist.
Yeah, I worked in electronics, and I got put in that position. Hold on, real quick. I want to hear from DMG. DMG, what did you do at Target, and how long ago was it? Out of curiosity, but I remember our LOD.
Stephanie.
Not Stephanie. Eric. Somebody called out of electronics, and he covered for the night. And
I remember, didn't he get hit up for stealing a bunch of shit?
No, that was Marcus.
I can't remember his name. I just remember like he was always a dick, and then one day I showed up and they're like, the cops want to talk to you, and he had to write reports. He ended up stealing like a ton of iPods.
Yeah.
Imagine getting arrested for stealing iPods.
Here's the thing.
Nowadays, it would never happen.
It all made sense, right? I worked in electronics, and electronics had their own separate back room. The only person that had a key to that back room were what they called GSTLs, which was guest service team leads, and then whoever was the lead in electronics that night. I was alone in electronics most nights because I worked nights and it wasn't too busy. There was multiple occasions I caught this guy in the back room, and I would go back there and he'd be like, "Where you been? I've been trying to get a hold of you." And I'm like, I haven't heard my walkie go off all night, man. And he's like, he would get mad at me. He would start, reprimanding me for, he's like, "I've been trying to find you." And I was like, "I've been right here in electronics." A month later, I come into work and they're like, "Yeah, dude, he got arrested. He ended up getting arrested, bro. He stole
I know
a lot of iPods."
Somebody fucking hooty-hooed and gave him the heads up that the cops were there to arrest him. Because me and Chris were like...
No, he didn't show up for work that day, but he ended up... They went to his house and he got arrested.
Yeah.
And he was a dick. He used to make us...
he was the worst.
He bought a new car. He bought a new car, and he wouldn't... If there was more than 3, 4, 5 carts out at the bay by his car, he made us go get him. Because he was so... No wonder he bought a new car. He was slinging iPods out of fucking... in the parking lot and shit, man.
He sounded like so... Like, he tried to make himself sound so like intelligent and sophisticated,
successful,
and, like,
if you will.
Suave. Yeah, dude. Well, this isn't the only thing I do. I have a business on the side.
Yeah, selling stolen iPods.
Selling iPods.
Yeah.
But imagine getting fucking hemmed up for selling iPods nowadays. Like, who uses an iPod anymore?
Yeah, for those of you younger crowd in chat, iPods used to be separate from our cellular
your
phone
phone.
devices.
You had your phone that folded like this,
Yeah.
and then you had a big brick iPhone or iPod like that.
Not me. I had a portable CD player that when I rode my bike home from work would skip like a motherfucker. And then I ended up getting a Zune because I couldn't afford an iPod.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm only here to know what Dank Cheese is drinking. What are you drinking, brother?
Lagunitas Little Something.
Lagunitas Little Something. How about that?
Yeah.
There's a little something for you.
I told Matt, because I'm a CNA now and CNA work is never shy. I ended up doing a 16-hour shift yesterday. But in stipulation, I told my scheduler, I was like, I'll do the 16 hours, but I want today off, or yesterday off. It doesn't matter. I got a day off for working 16 hours straight. So
yeah, props to you, brother. I mean, that's success right there. Working 16-hour days, you must be successful.
no. And I wipe butts for a living now until I get my nursing degree.
Yeah. But did you ever have a cassette tape player? I did. Yeah, I did. I remember buying Backstreet Boys on cassette. CNA question mark.
Certified nursing assistant. I'm going to school for nursing now, but I'm a nursing assistant until I get through. But hitting on the cassette, I remember having the soundtrack to Romeo and Juliet, the Leonardo DiCaprio.
Great movie. Fantastic movie. Great soundtrack, too.
Yep, had the soundtrack for that on cassette.
I didn't take you for a hardcore BSB fan. Well, you know what? At that age, how old were we when Backstreet Boys were fucking hip?
Oh, it was huge. Backstreet Boys.
If you didn't have the Backstreet Boys,
9 or 10 years old,
you weren't living. Yeah. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have been. It was like Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't have Pokemon cards, you weren't fucking cool. You know what I mean? No offense to anyone out there, but well done, very
Boys, awesome. Britney Spears. Who was another? But Korn. Korn got huge.
Korn, what was it? Freak on a Leash. I had that and Linkin Park. Linkin Park in my CD player on the way to the bus stop every morning. Linkin
Park never got big until I didn't start listening.
Middle school for me.
I was middle school
and System of a Down. System of a Down in 7th grade. Chop Suey. I think I was in 8th grade actually when Chop Suey came out. Yeah. If you don't have Pokemon cards, you weren't cool. Then I was never cool. Well, and I don't know how old you are, Ellie, but in when growing up in our generation, still have the hybrid theory. Oh, dude, CDs, man, dude. That's Sean, you had the biggest CD collection. I swear to God.
Tony, if you're still listening right now,
Tony left the truck unlocked.
He left his fucking passenger door unlocked before automatic locks.
Well, to be fair, automatic locks were a thing. Your truck was just old. Your truck was like a 94.
At the time, it wasn't like, but this was in 2004 or 2005. It wasn't like it wasn't huge at the time.
Yes, they were. Your truck was like a 94.
Yeah, 94 lifted Ford Ranger, 6-inch lift with
it was badass
tires. It was a dope truck.
It was really a sick truck.
Manual too. Manual. I had to learn that.
Yeah.
So me and my dad met this dude down in Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
We paid cash for the truck, and it bummed me out because I'd been saving up for a hot minute for this truck. And we saw this dude take the cash, and I was like, my money. But then he gave me the keys and title to the truck, and my dad was like, all right, good luck. I had to work that night. I didn't know how to drive a stick shift. I had to drive on the strip.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to drive. I stalled out, dude. I probably stalled out at least 30 times, dude. I
Yeah.
had no clue how to drive a stick. It was a nightmare. But I was so stoked that I had a car. Most freeing feeling ever. And the most empty feeling the next day, realized I had nowhere to go.
Yo, I would just drive around, dude. When I was that young,
I'm gonna go so many places. I had nowhere to go.
We used to just cruise, though. We used to just.
Oh, for sure.
You would just call and be like, "Yo, I'm in your neighborhood." You know, dude. Those times are gone, man. Those times are gone.
Yeah, man. Those conversations. I wish we could have recorded those.
No, I'm glad. I was in somebody's chat the other day, and I said I feel bad for this generation because there's a lot of, and I'm not saying
you missed out. You missed out. You missed out on a whole generation of humor.
So
you missed out on
what's cracking.
Yo, thank you for the follow, Ellie. I appreciate that. So there was this this conversation I was having the other day about how, you know, when you're 13 or 14 years old, 15, even 16 sometimes, I don't know.
Yeah.
I did some shit that I thought was I thought I couldn't be wrong. You know what I mean? I thought I knew everything.
This is genius.
I was the smartest person in the world, you know, and if I would have had access to filming myself, I used to play Pog. Yeah, play like Pogs, right? Yeah. I used to play Pogs,
sure.
yeah.
I used to have this limited edition Beavis and Butthead Pog set that I kept in a gold tube.
Yeah.
I ended up trading it away for a bunch of Pokemon cards, which I still have. All my Pokemon cards are in the closet.
Yeah, mine are here too. Let's see, Pogs.
Pogs, dude.
For those of you who don't know, I don't even remember what the purpose of Pogs were. I just remember I collected them. There was a game.
We played it, but I never wanted to bash my Pogs. So
no. They had these little.
You set them level on the ground, and you had your slammer, and you had to fucking
the slammer.
If you played for keeps, forget about it, dude.
Right.
I never played for keeps.
I never really played.
I had a whole set that like I would let people slam on, but you'd throw your slammer down, and if the Pogs flipped, the other person got him, and that was it, man. Yep. That was commitment right there.
Yeah. I remember these tubes. I had so many of these tubes. You had I'm Pog years old. Yes, that is a good term. I'm Pog years old.
Cloper 77, a teenager in front of the camera, not a good combo.
Yeah, and he just turned 18 or 17 or something. So he knows.
I figured he was like 11 years older than me with 77.
That's Keith, my cousin. You know Keith.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
What up, Keith?
You play for keeps. Mandy was a hardcore Pogger. Nowadays, Pog means something else. Nowadays, Pog means play of the game and you're Pog champ or something like that. I don't know.
I saw a TikTok the other day where this guy that games asked his girlfriend all these gaming terms.
Right.
And there are a few that I actually didn't know, and I was like, holy shit. I don't remember that.
Danny Bartok on TikTok, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Danny Bartok, but him and his wife or girlfriend, I can't remember if they're married or not, but they both have a TikTok, and they post some pretty good stuff on TikTok, very entertaining stuff. And his wife or girlfriend, once again, is his mod, which is totally poggers, but totally poggers. But I thought I'd throw that in there. But yeah, they're freaking awesome. They have some really great content on TikTok. From Pog to Pog, exactly. There's Birdie Dastard's 2-month subscriber. Did you get? Oh, you got gifted a sub, Tony.
Oh shit, Tony's.
I don't know when.
I don't know why you don't sub to our boy Matt here, but whatever.
Hey, we don't ask for subs on this channel. That's a little reachy.
I'll ask my brother, why don't you sub to Matt? Fucking loser.
Hold on real quick, Sean.
Even me and you would pass subs.
Type in chat. I just sub full and Patreon. Did you really, Tony? I didn't see you didn't.
Hey, dude, Matt doesn't need your charity. You fucking loser.
No, Tony, thank you so much, brother. And he signed up on Patreon. There we go. Thank you, Tony. He did it. He did it the modest way too. He didn't let his alert go out there. He just subbed and silently let it go. I didn't get an alert. He didn't say anything in chat. That's a real gentleman.
Tony's the fucking man. We're
Hell
still
yeah.
planning on Tony. We're still planning on September in Portland, man.
In Portland, get the
Yep.
fuck out of here. Portland.
We're going up to visit my sister.
Okay, that's okay. September, huh?
And
well-
you just ousted all your fucking Portland viewers.
I know a few
Portland.
people that live in Portland. I mean,
Portland's dope, dude. It's nice and cool.
have you been to Portland recently?
Well, no, not during.
I'll
like,
take you to
riots
places.
and
I'll
stuff,
take you to
but-
yeah. Fucking. I was there
I
recently
know.
during COVID last year when Donald Trump was president. It wasn't a good place to fucking be, man.
Hey, stay away from politics.
Yeah, but just saying, it wasn't a good place to be.
Well,
And
yeah,
Raya
no,
absolutely hates it because she used to live there. But where her parents live in Oregon is beautiful.
we all hate our hometowns.
I love Vegas, dude.
I fucking love Vegas too, but it's not my
It
hometown.
wasn't where I was born either.
Nope. I can't stand Iowa. After me and my sister's last visit there, I'll never fucking go back.
Really? That bad? I've never
Hate
been
it.
to Iowa, dude.
Hate
How-
it.
how-
Don't go. No reason to. No reason.
At all.
Are you looking to get in on the corn farming business?
Yes. Thanks for
Okay,
asking.
then you should probably go. But other than that, stay the fuck away from it. That was my first job, detasseling corn. And you know what's nuts? In 2004, it paid more than most jobs pay now.
Oh, well, yeah.
It paid $15 an hour. I was
Damn, bro.
15 I was 15 or 16 years old doing corn detasseling. It wasn't an easy job. You had to
No.
walk down rows of
Anything,
corn.
hold on. Anything
pull
that
out
is
the
involved in
tassels.
farming is not an easy job. Like,
Dude. But it paid a really good amount of money. Like, I remember getting my first ever paycheck. I had to go to a bank, the bank that issued the check, because I realized at the time there were no like check cashing places and stuff like that
really? That's
in
like,
Iowa. Yeah, I was visiting my mom. I had to visit my mom for the summer when I still did that shit. I wanted a job. I was in high school, and this job hired me on the spot. And they're like, "Yo, we pay $15 an hour. You just detassel corn." And I'm like, "Well, what does that entail?" And they're like, "You just walk down rows of corn and pick off the tassels." And I was like, "That sounds fucking easy."
right.
It was not easy. It was horrible.
And what was the weather
But-
like? Was it in the middle of the summer? What was the season?
So when it started, it was summer. But when it started raining, they would bring us in because Iowa is big on tornadoes. So like,
Yeah, they
didn't
love
want
them.
anyone
They
out.
love tornadoes up in
Yeah.
Iowa. I
Love
don't.
them. Love their
Yeah.
tornadoes. But dude, I'd walk down the road just picking corn tassels, listening to my CD player.
Yep. Yeah.
And I did it for like 8 hours, and then I remember getting like a fucking $1,600 paycheck.
Damn,
My
dude, at
first
15?
paycheck. Dude, yeah,
That was better
dude.
than what we were getting paid at Target. I
were-
remember.
They were long days too, man.
I remember what was our hourly rate at Target? $6.50?
$8.
$8
No, it was-
bucks.
Yeah, we got
You-
bumped up to 8 because the minimum wage had just recently gone up.
Oh,
So yeah,
I remember it being
we
like
were all
$6
getting
or
paid
something.
$8.
yeah. And it wasn't bad. I didn't have any fucking bills.
Success.
I
dude.
lived at home. Success.
Success,
If you guys want to
man.
remain successful, here's the key to success. If you're going to take anything away from this podcast today about success, have it be this. If you want to remain successful, stay under your parents' roof for as long as possible.
Yeah,
stay on their phone plan, stay on their insurance. Don't be in any rush to grow up.
Insurance is a big one, man. Paying medical bills is
right.
horrible. I lucked out because most of my adult life, even uninsured, I could transfer all my medical bills to the VA and they covered them. But I paid a hard human payment for that one, dude. I was like, you better cover these medical bills. You're the reason this happened.
So let me ask you this: Do you think the military set you up for success? Because you have a lot of advantages that a lot of people that aren't in the military have. You know what I mean?
Which ones, man?
Well, not only some advantages, like you
working as a security manager at a nightclub, or maybe going law enforcement.
Right, but that was because of your MOS though. So somebody.
True, but look at Steve-O. Steve-O was a medic in the Army, and then he ended up doing something that
totally different. He's teaching English in Vietnam. I think he's on his way home. Yep. I'd love to have him on the podcast.
On his way home. Yeah. Oh, that'd be so cool. I'd love to do that. That'd be a cool one. I'd love to pick his brain.
So another reason I wanted to bring Sean on the show was because I do want to bring streamers on the show. I do want to talk to fellow content creators and all that stuff. And Sean is technically a content creator. Thought you meant Steve-O from Jackass. No, we have another friend named Steve-O. He's pretty much Steve-O from Jackass.
Like we personally know Steve-O.
Yeah,
no, his name is Steven. We just called him Steve-O.
Steven Barber.
I don't know.
He was Steve-O. He was Steve-O before we were friends. They were like, "Hey, this is Steve-O," and he's like, "Yeah, my name's Steve-O, like from Jackass." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Cool.
But anyway, where was I going with that? I don't even remember.
Content creation.
Oh, right. I wanted to bring Sean on the show because I didn't want to get stuck in this only content creators. Not that, I mean, yes, he streams on Twitch. Go drop him a follow on Twitch. He might get back into it. That's one more thing I wanted to talk about, Sean.
Yeah, definitely. Why I stopped.
Yeah.
Oh, we got it right here and under why did you stop sucking?
Why did you stop sucking?
Cool. I stopped streaming. That's why I stopped. No.
Yeah. That's more of a bedroom. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I didn't want to get in this rut of only inviting fellow streamers and stuff because I think it opens up a whole different world, and I think content creation is. How
about we ask this question though? Who would be open, because I originally said this, who would be open as one of your viewers to come on and tell their story?
Yeah.
And how interested would your viewers be to listening to other viewers come on and tell their story?
Right.
And
actually,
it doesn't necessarily have to be about success. It could be about,
boom, hey, you nailed it. You nailed it.
I beat cancer. Hey, this is the story about, hey, I saved up for my first car.
Right.
I don't know, like, there's
okay, so I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because if you guys follow me on TikTok, you would know that yesterday I posted a video about, there's my TikTok link, about another fellow content creator buddy of mine who really inspired me with their TikTok posts because it wasn't just another content creator making content about making content. He actually told this really heartwarming story about who he is as a person and why he is the person that he is today. And I've chatted with this guy, you know what I mean? I know this guy. I've been in his streams. He's been in mine. We chatted on Discord and all that stuff. But I really appreciated his story. And that's what I want to do a lot of on my podcast. There's so many podcasts where they talk about, and we will do those things. We'll talk about design. We'll talk about social media. We'll talk about growth on Twitch. We'll talk about a lot of different things. But I want to have people on my show that tell a story. I love story time. Story time is like one of my favorite things to do. You know what I mean? I think it's what makes a good experience for the listener to hear other stories And maybe I'm just biased because I'm always telling my stories or my friends' stories, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I would love to have more people on the show telling their stories. There is a panel below where you can sign up to be on the podcast. It's just a little Google form. My one stipulation is, because these are going on YouTube, is you got to be 18 or older. Don't die on my podcast. Okay, he's fine.
All right.
He's fine.
Good.
All right.
Sorry.
My only stipulation is that you got to be 18 years old older. Unfortunately, I know there's some people in chat that are a little bit younger than 18 that I would like to have on the show, but unfortunately, with YouTube, they ask you, is there any children? Technically, you're underage. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. Actually, Sean enforces them. I'm just
Hurry
kidding.
up and be 18.
Right. Yes, you can sign up to be on the show. There's a panel right down below. What if I'm a boomer? No boomers either.
No. Hey,
Only boomers.
Don't discriminate.
Of course, Mandy. Of course.
Boom all day long.
Boom all day long. Fuck yeah. Boomers. Okay, I want to have, here's the honest truth. I want to have like a 98-year-old World War II veteran on my show. And
that'd be dope.
That would be
That'd
sick
be
as
really
fuck,
dope.
dude. You know what's sad is like there's not a lot of World War II vets left.
Well, yeah, it was a long time ago. So.
Was it a long time ago?
Yeah, it was a hot minute ago.
And you know what? I'll never get an opportunity of speaking to a Civil War vet. No, I'm just kidding. Even though I would absolutely love to.
So if any of you are a Civil War veteran,
Any show of hands, Civil War veterans in chat, please. Show yourselves. Yeah, but anyway, obviously joking. Hey, Gavin.
Yeah, 1939 World War II started, so
Yeah, I mean, like
even
higher
like,
90s.
even if they're not a veteran, man, that'd be so cool to pick their brain. And I work in the community, but most of the people that I speak to that are in that age group are so out of it.
It's true.
Like we had like 104-year-old amputee show up once, and she was like so out of it, and I'm like, hey, can I get you anything? And she's like, no. Like, well, can you tell me a little about yourself? What's going on? What can I do for you? And she's like, I like chocolate ice cream. I'm like, okay,
There you go. Chocolate ice cream. Here's a fudge pop.
At that age, like, your brain, forget about it.
Right,
your
right.
body's gone. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like you said earlier, South Park said it the best, you know. Live fast, die hard, which I agree to an extent.
the
But-
fast die young.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's sad. But getting old is just part of life.
No, dude, the transition is something that kind of scared me before I went to work in the medical field, and then like after seeing so many people die, it doesn't really bum me out.
That's
It's-
rough. That's like you got
dude,
the right mentality for working in the industry.
I don't want to die. Believe
No.
me, I don't want to die,
No.
but it doesn't scare me, man. It really doesn't.
Right.
The transition is something that we all have to do, and believe me, if it's something that's coming, unless you get macked by a car or shot in the head,
Right. You know,
sorry if that's super graphic, it's you'll be so doped out of your mind you won't even know that it's happening.
right. Unfortunately.
I mean, your uncle.
Yeah, my uncle passed away before his time.
Yeah, dude. I
sure.
remember that you were telling me that all his old because he was military too, right?
He was a Marine, yeah.
Yeah, dude, all his military buddies showed up, and
My uncle had a lot of friends. My uncle was a gamer. My uncle was the reason I got into gaming.
World of Warcraft. He was the fisherman.
Well, yeah, he
dude.
liked to fish. My uncle played
He
WoW.
liked to fish. Yeah, dude.
My uncle was never an end gamer in World of Warcraft. He liked to log into the game and go fishing. And I'd be like, dude, let's go run this dungeon. He'd be like, nah, I gotta fish.
Noise.
But yeah, he's the reason I was a PC pleb for a long time. It must have been summer of like 98. I started playing Diablo 1 at his house. And because of that, I was a PC gamer before I used to get fucking made fun of for the longest time. And it pisses me off till this day. Why do you play on PC when you could have an Xbox? Xbox is better. PlayStation is better. 2013? Nobody was playing PC. And I would play PC, and my friends would give me so much shit.
Games, dude, you played. They missed out on all the platform or home platform players, not the PC players. Like, they don't know what Diablo 1's like.
No.
If you've never played Diablo 1, please go play it. If you've never played
Diablo 2 Remastered is coming out next month, I think.
I got to beta test it. Yeah.
Oh,
I got to beta test it, dude.
Yeah.
I got to beta test it. It's so fucking sick.
I mean, I've played it. And Tony knows this too. I mean, we've played that. There he is. Fresh meat. Wait, you never played it back in the day? Sean?
What, Tone? Me?
Yeah.
No, I played it. Yeah, hell yeah, I did. I got to beta test the remaster though.
Some of my best memories with my brother playing were D2. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, dude.
But anyway, my point was, like, I used to get made fun of because I was a PC gamer, and people were like, nerd. You know, you're such a nerd. And then now 2018 rolls around, and the hype of Twitch and Ninja and Tim the Tatman, and they're like, oh my God, PC gaming is where it's at. There was a point in time in like 2012, 2013 when I thought PCs gaming was going to die. I
remember me and you used to do. Dude, this will be one of my most cherished memories. Your mom and Elliot went on an Alaskan cruise,
and you stayed at my house for like a week,
7 days. Yeah, dude. Like, dude, I brought my computer over. I had first of all, I had the sickest computer out of all of us
because it had a window on the side.
I want to hear you online in front of everyone.
All right. I'll admit that the year it was having a window or a plexiglass side. It wasn't even glass. It wasn't even tempered glass. It was plastic at that time. It was plastic. It was fucking cool. And you had like
I also had a graphics card.
It was like, I had a GPU. It was like
that's true too. Yeah.
It was an ATI. It was before AMD. It was before ATI was called.
That's why my Rogue on
Warcraft
is named
ATI.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, AMD used to be called ATI, and then I had an ATI Radeon 5000 or 4000 series card or something like that.
Like 510 or so. Or no, I might still have it actually.
The same one?
Yeah, with there was a printout of the girl's
of
face
a girl.
On it. I think I
you
still
have it. Oh my God, dude!
I still have it.
I want it back.
I think I still have it.
That was my first GPU. My first official. Well, I had other GPUs, but that was the first one with like a fan shroud, and it had a graphic. It had a 3D graphic on it. No, nothing lit up back in the day. You could buy.
Back in the day, you could buy
blue.
Add lights.
It was either blue, green, or red. Those were your options. Blue, RGB, red, green, or blue. It's not like it could be either or. What is sheesh?
That was
sheesh. I don't know. You're asking the wrong generation here. Sheesh.
Chadley.
Who's Chadley?
Chadley. Sheesh.
Your mic cuts out when you do that.
Yeah, it might hit the tones
too high. It's like peaking. I don't know. I'm too much of a boomer to officially know. I use it. I even have an emote for it, I think. Yeah.
No, it's Chadley. You know the guy that does all the videos of I mean, that's the first time I heard it. It's the dude that does all the videos for like making fun of boomers or NASCAR fans or
Oh,
OnlyFans.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
young guy.
Yeah. I think so.
That's the first time I heard it, and I think I'm somewhat up to date on all media.
Well, I just found out a new one, dog water, like your dog water or your 5-head. What's going on with the lingo these days?
I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't know.
My dogs drink fresh water every day.
Yeah. Your dog water.
I was gonna say, is mine still in here?
Anyway, I wanted to wrap up the podcast. If anyone had any questions, I actually wanted to wrap up the reason, Sean, that you don't stream anymore, or why you don't feel like.
So to be completely honest, because of the graphics card that I bought at the time. So I was originally running a 1070, and I'll say this out loud, don't keep water bottles or beer bottles on top of your PC case. I had spilt a beer into my computer and my 1070 died. And at the time I was like, fuck. So I didn't have a bunch of money. I went out and bought a 1660, which at the time was $150. $150 I got it for. This is years ago now. Years ago now.
Good deal.
Yeah.
What's it go for now?
Years ago, I got it for $150, and I was like, it's just temporary. I'll upgrade soon. I wish I would have upgraded sooner. Because the 1660 is technically a budget graphics card. It doesn't have dual outputs. So I can't link up two monitors. So if I don't have my chat right next to me, forget about it. I don't acknowledge anyone. I've tried doing it.
I remember going to your streams and being like,
hey,
and be like,
hey.
yo, and then nothing. Yo. And I'm like, dude, if you want people to fucking talk to you or come to your streams, you got to interact with them, bro. I'm looking at a 1660 Super for $650. That's insane, dude.
Mine's a 1660 Ultra. I got it for $150.
I got an RX 584 gig. I don't know much about Radeon cards anymore. I know that I think that's kind of like a 2016 card. It might be equivalent to like
Radeon.
I think that might be equivalent to like a 1060. You got a Mac. Hell yeah, Gavin. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Macs unless you're gaming.
No, not at all.
And if you're gaming, then yeah, there's an issue with Macs. But I love
it. Just depends on what you're gaming, dude. Karina, I set up.
You want to play The Sims? Then yeah, you'll be fine on a Mac.
I set my wife up with that MacBook, and like she fucking loves it, dude. She plays The Sims. She like has me as her little kid, and I'm like, I'm not that fat. Why did you make my avatar so fat?
Oh shit! Oh man, that's fucked up. It's fucked up, Karina.
If we end this podcast on a note, I have to ask, what does success mean to you, Matt?
Right, that's a good question. Where do the question being, where do I find myself successful, or just in general?
What does success mean to you?
Success
does it
ultimately
mean the $1 million house with the fucking Lamborghini in the garage,
not necessarily,
and Raya sitting there drinking margaritas?
Here's the thing.
Or does it mean your mom just coming over for Thanksgiving and super stoked about, I don't know, the new couch that you bought?
In my opinion, I've never been somebody who needs the best of the best things. I think success to me is ultimately, number one, being happy. You being a successful person, I think you got to be comfortable and happy. Success to me is being comfortable, being able to. Thank you so much for the follow, XK5 MX. I don't know how to say your name, but thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Cosmix? Kasim?
Cosmix? I don't know.
Cosim?
But being comfortable, being able to
Cocksmith?
Cocksmith? No, I doubt it. Being able to be comfortable, and if something goes wrong, right? Okay, so we've all been in a situation where your car breaks or your computer breaks, and it's like, fuck, I can't afford to fix this. You know what I mean? Success to me.
The meme that I read, that everyone's an atheist until they clog a toilet at someone else's house.
Been there before. Oh my God, yeah. Please, oh God, please, God. And then, it finally makes that go, and you're like, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, no, that's yes, Cocksmith. Oh, anyway, thank you for the follow, Kevin. How we doing? Success to me means being happy, being able to support yourself and your family, and it doesn't necessarily mean having the best of the best of the best things. It doesn't even necessarily mean being stress-free. You know, there's a ton of successful people out there that still carry a ton of stress and anxiety, and that's okay, because that's all about continuing your success. You could be a successful person, still hold a little bit of anxiety and stress in your normal day routines, but still be happy at the same time. Do I think I'm successful? In certain ways, I do. I'm not as comfortable. I'm not as comfortable as I'd like to be. But yeah, I mean, I think you're successful, Sean. I think, this is why I brought you on the show. I think joining the military.
Super successful, man. Your Twitch stream. I mean, how many viewers do we have right now?
23. I don't know.
23, dude. That's like, I would have been so stoked if 23 people showed up to my stream. And on top of that, like, your relationship with your parents is amazing. Like, I wish I held the same relationship with my mom as you did. I
got a good family, and I got a great wife. I got a wife that loves me, that I never. And to me, that's success. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
I never thought somebody would love me unconditionally as much as she does, and support me as much as she does. Is successful in my opinion. And I think that's one of my greatest successes right there. To be honest,
fucking gold.
Yeah,
she's a sweetheart. She's the best. She's a hard worker, and
she's a very hard worker. Yeah.
Without going into too many details, I think she's like overcome so much in her life.
Yeah.
She's a rock star. I hate using that term because I feel like I sound like an employer. Like, you're a rock star. Thank you.
Like a terrible boss or something.
Yeah, dude.
You're a rock star, champ.
Rye's the fucking best. Your mom, she's, like I said, me and Matt have known each other for years. Matt's mom is so fucking awesome. She's a sweetheart. The weed story.
Oh yeah.
Matt's mom brings it up till this day.
Funny story. Real quick, let me. Cobb brought up a good point. He said, "I think success is trying your hardest and getting something out of it." Yeah. I think in order to be successful, I actually wrote this down. Keys to success, in my opinion, are being goal oriented, setting goals, being patient. Patience is a huge key to success. Not a lot of people are lucky. Not a lot of people gain success overnight. You don't just wake up and be successful unless you're born into it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And even then, how successful
lottery winners
are you? Lottery winners. That's a different kind of success.
Oh my God, I have $350 million.
Right. Gone.
I don't even know where I'd go from there, but that's like,
yeah,
that would be a good podcast. What would you do with $350 million?
That would be a good podcast. Tony said consistency and goals. Consistency is actually one I didn't have on here. That's a good one, Tony. Passion.
Tony's the hardest worker that I know. His consistency.
Tony's dedicated. Tony's dedicated for sure.
he opened up one of the best barbecue fucking spots in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And they're still going. I get ads all the time for them. Tucky, I'm going to do a shout out for you, Tony. If you come to Las Vegas, go to Tucky's Barbecue on Boulder Highway.
And if you go to Atlanta, go to his restaurant that he works at now, which is called what, Tony? I can never remember the name. I don't really remember the name of it.
He was working like Iberian Pig, but those restaurants don't need help.
Oh,
They're like
Charlie Day
huge.
eats at his restaurant. I'll tell you that. That's successful.
Yeah.
Cooks and Soldiers.
Cooks and Soldiers.
In Atlanta, right, Tony? Tony left us. Tony lived in Las Vegas with us. He was like, taking risks. That's a good one. Tony took a risk.
Taking risks.
In order to be successful, he took a risk. He left everything behind, all of your friends, to go live in Atlanta.
Dude, why don't we do this, or you do this? I could not be invited. That's okay. I understand.
Most likely.
Why don't you do this with Tony next week? Taking risks.
I will do one with Tony eventually. I think I have my next week set up already, but we'll see. Anyway. Let me catch up on chat. I got a YouTube channel that started 2 months ago. I feel like I'm lucky because I have got over 150 subs and 18,000 views on a video. That is fantastic, bro. My highest video, I've been on YouTube for a year. My highest video has 2,000 views. YouTube's a beast. Being successful on YouTube is hard. It's dedication. It's hard work. It's a little bit easier to be successful on TikTok. IMO. But yeah, Tony said he's down. Good. Yeah, so anyway, keys to success, in my opinion: goals, patience, passion, and determination. Taking risks is another one that should have been on there. Just like our good brother Tony did. But anyway, Sean, I wanted to ask you, what about you? In your opinion, what do you think? What do you think being successful is?
I've bumped elbows with so many people in the nightclub that were successful. I've worked with John Mayer, Leonardo DiCaprio, Paris Hilton. We'll get into that in a second. But working with all these celebrities, they've like made it so lackadaisical.
Mm-hmm.
And I could say this. Treat every fucking weekend like it's a vacation, and you will always appreciate the next one. And I've always lived up to that. I'm so stoked to have my next few days off. And then when you plan a vacation, treat yourself, man. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Always treat yourself.
Yeah. No,
work
that's a good
hard,
point.
But never work too hard. Don't ignore the facts that you're going into depression or your anxiety starting to slip. Don't put yourself into situations that you don't want to be in.
Right. Take risks, but be careful with your risks. So I think we talked about that before.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, we said this a couple weeks ago. Don't break up with your girlfriend or your wife because they're not on the same page as you on the content creation thing.
Don't make life-altering decisions just because you're upset or just. We said it a million times. We should have called this one "What's Subjective," because again,
or I would have called it "What's Objective," but you know that.
I object. It's a subjective term. Spend time with your family, or don't spend time with your family. Get the fuck away from them if they're horrible people.
Some people need to set boundaries with families. You know what I mean?
Dude, no. My mom's side of the family, they're fucking awful. I stay away from them.
Hey, this is live, bro. You got to remember, they might be in chat. This is going on YouTube.
No, they know. They
fucking know.
They fucking know.
I'm pretty lucky with my family. I got a great sister, great mom and dad. of course, they're family. You don't always see eye to eye with them, but
I mean, I'll put this on record. Michelle kind of sucks. So does my sister. Yo,
your sister kind of sucks.
Michelle and Lexi should hang out, dude.
No, I love my sister. I love my sister.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
No, Lexi's the greatest. She's just fucking lame. Michelle and Lexi should totally hang out, though.
I think that's just the brother sister
dynamic
yeah, right there for sure.
Definitely.
But no, I mean, I lucked out for sure.
But what makes you happy?
Happiness, yeah. And don't. I wanted to talk about something somebody said the other day. I'm not going to say any names or anything, but they mentioned the fact that if you set goals that are too high, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
Which is true in a sense, but remember this: successful people fail multiple fucking times. I did not agree with what this person said because the way they put it made it sound like if you fail once, give up. Do not give up. Successful people have not given up. If you want to be the next top content creator and you want to be successful in this industry, you want to be a really good photographer, you want to be the best at something, I don't care what it is, you want to be the best fucking corn farmer like this guy over here. You know what? You're gonna have moments where you fail, and it's how you react to those failures is how you learn from your mistakes. And talk to the most successful person you know. I guarantee. Everyone here, most people know Harris Heller. I've said this before. He's so successful at what he does, but he's openly mentioned multiple times that he's failed at content creation time and time before. So talk to the most successful person you know. I guarantee they will tell you that they've had plenty of moments where they failed.
They're always going to give you tips. Some of them you choose to ignore. Some of them that you should really take to heart.
Right.
Matt, if you came here looking for, because Matt does pretty much all how to grow your stream.
I like to center my niche around design though, because I'm not a top streamer. I'm not a top content creator. I like to give tips that I've learned in the past.
True, but what he's seen
doesn't mean I haven't done my research though.
It's what top content creators are using to grow. And I have to say that the tips that I have taken from this man, they helped me become affiliated. If you have a short-term goal to become affiliated, follow his advice.
I love how Sean's progressively starting to slur his words as we get deeper and deeper into this podcast.
I've had 4 hours of sleep and I'm drinking beer, but no, definitely.
No, you're fine.
This man's advice, you'll get to affiliated. You will become affiliated. It seems like an impossible goal, but you will get there. I made it with his help.
Affiliations.
Tron made it with his help.
Right.
And then you'll never stream again for some reason.
Yeah. Tony brought up a good point. Make a seemingly out of reach goal and then break it down into smaller easily. Yeah, there's your main goal, and then there's got to be goals, because you'll get discouraged if you have a goal of making $1 million, right? So have that goal, but have goals. Make $250,000, make $500,000, make $750,000, and then
make $1,000.
Right. Make $1,000 first.
Make $1,000.
Right.
That's a really good goal.
Yeah. Yeah. So chat, I'm going to end this podcast. I want to know if anyone in chat has any questions or statements, anything they'd like to say, before we end this podcast.
Let loose the cannons.
Let loose the cannons. I'll give him a minute. Everyone's just lurking. Everyone's like alt tabbed.
Tony rules.
Sean drools. That's the best comment.
I was literally about to be like, Tony's gonna say something shitty.
Oh,
Thing
Go ahead, Sean.
you could just keep that the great thing that you could just keep uploading informative content, but you
Valuable.
could be changing lives.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, I learned how to do everything. Everything I've learned how to do as a designer has been learned not in school, but on the internet. I took classes through lynda.com, which is now owned by LinkedIn. I took classes on YouTube, not classes, but I watched tutorials on YouTube. You know what I mean? There's a ton of things that are on the internet that can teach you something. Maybe not be a doctor, but I was watching this guy on YouTube build some DIY fucking gaming stations that are just out of this world, like bunk bed things. I'll post it on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, go ahead and drop a follow on Twitter. Join the Gilded for some free designs. Join the Discord for some help. Join the TikTok. Join the YouTube. There's all the links right there.
Yeah, throw me up.
And here we'll do /guest for Sean. If you want to follow him on Twitch, he is also on Twitter. Are you very active on Twitter, Sean?
I actively monitor it. Yes, I don't repost too often.
Okay. So drop him a follow. Tell him what's up. Hopefully he starts streaming again sometime soon, even if it's just for fun. Have some fun with it. But anyway, guys, we are going to end here. Go ahead.
Let's tell the weed story before we
Oh,
cut.
the weed story. Hold on. Before we go.
The weed story. Let's cut on the weed story.
Funny story.
It was the same weekend that I drank all of Elliot's.
I was a shithead when we were in high school. My parents left on a vacation, and I had some people over. I didn't have it wasn't like a huge party that you would see on TV, but I had some friends over. And
like 6 to 8, maybe 10 tops.
We bought our own beer and we drank some of my parents' alcohol. But Sean brought a little bag of weed over, and he decided that he was going to lose it. And as my parents were coming home, we're cleaning up the house. I'm getting ready for work, and he's like, "Yo."
This is the Alaskan.
They went on an Alaskan cruise, yes. And he tells me, let me
tell the precursor.
Okay, tell the precursor.
And then you go. So Matt hits me up one day. It's the most epic of epic tales. He hits me up and he's like, "Yo, this is on the phone." There wasn't a security texting. We didn't text at the time.
It was all T9.
Yeah, T9 for sure. He hits me up and he's like, "Yo, my mom and Elliot are going out for a Alaskan cruise this weekend."
Over my birthday. On my birthday.
Yup. For sure, dude. For sure. So, I feel like it's like the second that they leave, we stormed into the house.
Oh, yeah.
We were literally sitting down the street waiting to see the car leave. I think you were driving him to the airport.
I don't know. I can't remember.
We were in his house before the airport, like before he dropped his parents off at the airport.
Right.
And I was like, I better bring a bunch of weed. So I had this huge bag of weed,
which I did not partake in, and I still don't partake in.
He didn't. Matt only smoked like when I don't know,
very occasionally, because I can't handle it.
No.
I get a little. I'm like a paranoid person.
Like, we'd be like, Matt's smoking, and be like, okay, and then we're like, oh my god, is Matt okay?
I got peer pressure for sure.
Everybody get off the couch. Matt is not okay.
That's why I don't smoke. Where did you get the weed from? It was a legal dispensary.
Yeah, you had to buy it from like someone back then.
Yeah.
So weird. That was a weird thing in its own.
Yeah.
But I had this huge bag of weed in my pocket.
Was it huge? I don't remember it being like.
No, it was. It was
probably a quarter.
More
ounce?
than that. A little more than that. For some reason back then, we stuffed like as much weed as we could in the smallest bag we could find.
Right.
But I was seeing this girl at the time, and I wasn't really into her. But then I was really into Matt's cousin, so we were kind of seeing each other.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, love her to death. But we
Good
spent like a
times.
whole week. Yeah, we spent like a whole week at Matthew.
Matthew's
Matt's
house.
house. Yeah, because his sister called once and was like, "Matthew, is everything okay over there?" Shh.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
So that's a
His-
precursor, and then come to find out, he didn't smoke all of his stash that he
No.
brought with him.
No, I
my-
lost the bag of weed after like day 2.
My parents are coming home. I'm getting ready for work. This guy's fucking throwing up in my bathroom. I remember that. And I'm like, dude, we got to go. I got to go to work. My parents are coming home today when I'm at work. So we cleaned the house. We made sure it's all good. And I'm taking him home, and he goes, hey, man, I got to tell you something. And I'm like, what's up, dude? And he's like, all right, that bag of weed I had, I lost it. I'm pretty sure it's not in your house. And I was like, well, where the fuck is it? Because you were only in my house. It's not like
He
we
was
went
so
anywhere.
mad.
We only went to the gas station.
So fucking mad.
And I was like, God damn it, dude. I'm so pissed off at this point. 6 months goes by. We're in the clear. Maybe a year goes by. Maybe even longer. My mom even still
I think it
brings
was
this up.
closer to a year because you hit me up and like
Yeah.
it was joking at that point. You're
Right.
like, oh, that's Sean's. Like it wasn't like they came back and immediately found it.
No. But
It was a hot minute.
a year goes by and my mom comes in and she's like, do you want to explain this? And I was like,
You should have been like, yeah, it's mine. Knowing your mom now and how she used to be
Yeah.
compared to like how much I knew about
she
your
was
mom at
cool
the
about
time.
it. She
Yeah.
goes, you're lucky I found this and not my stepdad Elliot, because he'd have kicked me out. Anyway, she goes, you want to tell me about it? And I was like, look, I had some people over. It's Sean's and it's not mine, I swear. And she goes, I believe you. She knows I didn't smoke. You know, she's
Yeah.
a lot like me. She couldn't handle it. You know what I mean? So I was open with my mom a lot, but she was cool about it. But it was dirt at that point. It turned into a bag of crumpled up dirt. So
It really did. It was dirt at that when I bought it.
it was dirt when you bought it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all fucking, what do they call that shit? Swag.
Swag.
Yeah. It was all swag. But anyway,
It was, man. It
I
really
think
was.
that wraps up our story of
Yeah.
success for today.
Yes.
A weed story from 15 years ago.
Always remember, success is subjective. Having a bunch of money doesn't make you successful.
Right.
Matt, I fucking love you to death.
Love you too,
Your
Sean.
brother. Tony, thanks for actually watching and hanging out.
Yeah, Tony, you're a legend, bro. Greg, thanks for being here. Everyone, thank you for being here. I really appreciate
yeah.
it. I'll be uploading this on YouTube, so if you missed some of it or you want to catch more of it, that was a fun stream, Bandy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
All of you guys, seriously, thank you so much.